Hey y'all, it's August 23rd, 2018, and y'all, I'm sitting here a little sweaty, so it's going to be brief. I just went running a little while ago. Sitting here watching some clips, just saw some clips, figure I'll tell you about them. Recently, Shooter Jennings was on the Joe Rogan Experience, one of, if not the most popular podcast in the world. Shooter Jennings. Now, that would be Waylon Jennings' son, and I've known this guy for a while, for years. Right? He's also a musician. He was talking to Joe Rogan, and I was watching the clip specifically that was about Alex Jones. He's been deleted from the internet, as you can see, and he's all over the internet at the same time. All right, so they were talking about Alex Jones. And for the most part, they were saying things, especially Shooter, they were saying things in defense of Alex Jones. Not so much Joe Rogan, you'll note. And there's a lot of controversy over what Joe Rogan's doing right now. Joe Rogan's free to do whatever he wants, as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't mean that I'll listen necessarily, but when I want to listen, I will. So I was listening to it. Like I said, they were sort of in defense for him, sort of. In particular, Joe Rogan was sort of in defense for him. At one particular point, he said, you can't have Alex Jones on right now, which would be, it would be a very good thing for him to do, seeing as, a lot of people would watch. It'd be a very bad thing for him to do, seeing as he would get shut down by YouTube and everybody else. Right? For simply, if he had Alex Jones on and they did not mention one word of Sandy Hook, Joe Rogan would get shut down from YouTube, all right, period, and everywhere else. All right, and so he knows that. I can't really blame him for that, but I can see him as a bit of a coward, and that's what I see him as, and I'm sorry about it. All right, everybody can, regain their reputation. Everybody gets second chances for sure. All right, but I want to talk about that because, like I said, and I said it over and over and over and over and over and over, whether or not you people out there want to hear it, I'd be saying it. If you can get me a 1 minute clip, and we're talking about Alex Jones, all right, we're talking about a man who speaks for 3-4 hours at a time. If you can give me one clip, 1 minute, that's it. No editing, no nothing, no jump cuts or your you know what I mean? Those little tactics that they use. You can give me one clip. Alex Jones talking about, oh man, he really thinks Sandy Hook parents are faking it, and all of them are really, really bad, and you need to harass them. Or anything even coming close to this sort, all right? Now, mind you, I know there's different things that he said about Sandy Hook. I already know what he says. That's the thing about it. I already know what he said when he said it. Way back when he said it, because I was watching it years ago. All right, he didn't say anything close to what people are insinuating that he said. And the reason that you could tell is because you won't never even find that clip nowhere. It doesn't exist on the internet. And by the way, Joe Rogan brought it up. He said, oh, somebody showed me. Oh, really? Bring it up on the internet. Bring it up. Send me a link, Joe. Send me a link where he says it. He doesn't say it. All right, but we're talking about Sandy Hook. And we're talking about Alex Jones. Mind you, he did not buy into the official narrative. I don't see why he would. Neither did Wolfgang Halbig, whose name is never going to be mentioned. All right. Wolfgang Halbig, he didn't buy into the original narrative either. All right. In fact, he got threatened, so he's laying the hell low right now. All right. So Alex Jones didn't buy into the official narrative, so therefore he didn't say this is 100% true and this and that. He was trying to feel it out. Basically, he's trying to understand what the hell is going on, even though all sort of questions went unanswered. All sort of protocols went unheeded. Period. Point blank, period. And so Alex Jones, he didn't really exactly buy into it. Now, at the same time, I have this was years ago. It was years ago. Alex Jones for whatever you will, whether you like him or hate him, does not hardly bring up Sandy Hook. He really doesn't. And to be honest, doesn't really bring up too much by the way of targeted individuals. All right? Whether or not he has experience in that or just doesn't feel like that's important enough, all right, it doesn't matter to me. But he didn't really talk about it that much, to be honest with you. In fact, the last person who brought it up and brought it up so heavily was that Megyn Kelly. Had she not talked about it, it would have not even been on the radar at this point. Not even close. All right, but I wanted to bring up a couple things. First of all, Alex Jones has been banned from, you already know, he's been banned from everything, for the most part. He's very much censored all over the place, right? Well, so with that in mind, I left you a link below to a very, very short clip, all right? It's not going to take long. It's Complex. They got a YouTube. They got a magazine, all right? Complex. I submit to you for your consideration that Complex should be banned from YouTube and everywhere else. All right? Because what they're saying in this video, and it was made years ago, what they're saying in this video is actually far worse than what Alex Jones maybe, perhaps, probably, maybe he could have said it. All right? So what Complex is saying is much, much worse. It's much, much worse. Right? What Complex was insinuating was that the FBI knew of Adam Lanza and his exploits and stuff, and they knew of his plans, and they kind of like kept track of it for 4 years until guess what? It happened. All right, so for 4 years, this is what Complex, and it's in the video below. I gave you the clip. I gave you the link. See, that's what I do. A lot of people don't. They said that the FBI knew about it, and they did nothing to stop it. Much, much, much like you might have heard, it sounds very similar to Parkland. All right, so what are we paying them for? I don't know. I don't know what we're paying them for. I don't know. There's probably a lot of good people in the FBI, and there's a lot of people who dropped the ball in ways that I can't fathom. All right, so Complex should be immediately, because I have the clip, I have the link, I have them saying it, I have them insinuating certain things. They should be eliminated from YouTube, they should be eliminated from Facebook, Apple, and all the rest. Complex should be pretty much shut down from what I'm showing you. Oh, but there could be a possibility that what Complex is saying is true. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot it's America's free speech. Shoot, my bad. I didn't think about that hard. I didn't think about it that hard. And meanwhile, I want to, point your attention to, like how I usually do, to Parkland. We have another instance where likely a targeted individual, we've been discussing it. Every last person who comes to this channel for, what we come to this channel for, to talk about and discuss these things. Every last person who considers the idea of thinking, y'all are much more guilty than Alex Jones, dude. I'm much more guilty than Alex Jones. All right, we're the scum of the earth. We need to be erased off the internet and stuff like this, right? Complex can come in and do whatever they want. Everybody can come in and say, oh, I think Alex Jones said this. Oh, I think he said that, but I don't have a clip or nothing. So I'm going to sue him for years and years and years. And I'm going to take him off the internet. Why? Because we're real big. Speaking of which, I have reason to believe it. I've been covering it, and I'm going to continue to cover it. Those people in high places taking Alex Jones off of YouTube and Facebook, I have reason to believe that they really endorse pedophiles. In fact, they cover up for them. They do anything they can to help pedophiles, and I have evidence for it. So the thing is, when I do get banned off of YouTube, and it's not going to be very long, y'all be able to find me on BitChute. It's not like I'm going to be gone, and then if BitChute trips, I'm going to go somewhere else, and y'all can find me there. But when they do, they should know that I know that it's not all of YouTube, it's not all of Facebook, it's not everybody who works there, but people in high places, certainly, people calling the shots, absolutely do everything they can in support of pedophiles. Pedophiles, for real. That's what they're doing, and I'm not going to go ahead and forget about it. I'm not going to let it go either. It's August the 23rd, 2018. And I appreciate all y'all out there, all y'all criminals, all y'all deplorables. I appreciate y'all. All right, man.